Hi, I'm Galaxy Grace, otherwise known as Reverend Grace Provost, and I am here today to share a little bit about myself. I do Akashic Record readings. Now, Akashic Records are everything that has ever been created spiritually first and physically has been recorded in the heavens. So every thought you think, every word you say, everything you do, every physical object in the earth has been recorded in the heavens. And so we call that like the Grand Library or Akashic Records, and I have the ability to access those through my thoughts, and I use my heart as well. And I also do psychometry, which is I can hold objects and read them as well, because everything was created first spiritually or energetically. So it's energy. This is energy. That's energy. It's just different frequencies. So I'm able to hold objects and read the energy. And can tell how old it is, tell if it's what kind of energy it is, male, female, or different aspects of itself. I speak 4 ancient languages, and how I woke to those, I'll let my sister Ann share. This is my sister Ann Provost. She's a great, fantastic artist, and she can share how I started waking up to my gifts back in 2001.
When we were there, it was a Christmas day, and we had a roommate who also spoke tongues, but nobody could understand her. So on Christmas morning, she goes into the kitchen and she asks, Jesus, please, I want to understand Dorothea. And all of a sudden, out of her mouth comes these foreign language, like, oh, wow, she's not faking this. Oh my God, what a beautiful gift. And she was able to understand Dorothea. Dorothea was speaking Atlantean, and she was a princess from Atlantis. And then from that moment on, Gracie could understand Dorothea and understand what she was saying, even though it was a strange language that she didn't even know about. And years later, she got it translated from archaeology friends who are linguists as ancient Hebrew and ancient Sumerian.
And ancient Egyptian as well. I'm actually speaking 4 ancient languages simultaneously. And one is the ancient Sumerian, because I found out later I had past lives then. And so I was remembering them. They were reawakened in my DNA and in my thoughts. So I'm speaking ancient Sumerian, ancient Egyptian, a little bit ancient Hebrew, and what I term Syrian Anunnaki, and that's from Sirius A, an extraterrestrial language, because way back when, 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki came after the Atlanteans were destroyed, the island sank, they fled to a place they created, Egypt. And so we were able to trace my past lives to a life back then. And so these Anunnaki also were on Sirius A and Sirius B, which is a different planet. And so they had that language with them. And I remembered from that past Egyptian Sumerian life how to speak Syrian Anunnaki. So that's what I term it. Well, there's actually something else I don't know, but the linguists told me this is what I'm speaking. And I'm speaking it all simultaneously from 4 different past lives. And so I use a language of light. And I use it for healings and my readings. That's how I connect with my Akashic Records. I use it when I do my Akashic Record readings. And so this is kind of how I got started on my lectures and things. I also do ancient archaeology, and I do research and lectures. And so today we were talking about thoughts and how important our thoughts are, and the thoughts lead to our consciousness, which is how we experience our reality, which also lead to geometric patterns. And that is found just throughout all of life, including like this crystal ball and this crystal right here. We have in nature and everywhere, we have certain patterns which are called platonic solids, and it forms naturally in nature. So these things we'll talk about today and also in our next lecture. So tune in, and that's all for today. How's that? Where are you? Is that good? You'll have to cut off part of the end.
No, that's fine. I want you to,
okay.
I want you talking about consciousness, using it as a skill, and how people can improve their own
consciousness.
And
okay.
the pros and cons of consciousness.
Pros and cons.
and just like what
negativity and positivity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Just go on and just start.
Okay.
Go for it.
Consciousness. Okay, should we start?
Yep. Go.
Okay. Hi, we're talking today about thoughts and how thoughts create consciousness and create our reality around us through our consciousness. Because consciousness, what it is it's how we experience things, how we experience reality. Thoughts, experiences, words, things we see and learn as we grow up, that's all part of our reality and our consciousness. And we can be positive and we can be negative with it. As we said, negative attracts negative and positive attracts positive. So if we're, like, for example, money. Money, they said, is the root of all evil. It's not. Money is just money. It's energy, like anything else. And so, but it's our consciousness and how we think about it. If we're negative and we want to be greedy and selfish, through that consciousness, we create greed and selfishness and the negativity that's in the world. However, if we're positive with it, oh, I have $1 million, I'm going to share that, I'm going to give this to this hospital, I'm going to give my best friend a new car because he needs one. And if we use that consciousness positively with love in our hearts to share that money, that's how we can create our world around us to be a more positive experience. So with our thoughts and with our consciousness, we are creating either a negative environment or a positive environment. And also there's, as I said, there's an individual, each of us are individuals. So if you picture yourself like a battery, if you're a positive battery, and you want to hook that battery up with your friend who's a positive battery and another friend that's a positive battery, soon you can have this powerful force in the world going on, creating a positive experience for everyone else. We can have world peace. We can have the end of world disease. We can have a prosperity for everyone by just our thoughts and our consciousness. It's so powerful that what we think we create. We create our own reality and what we're experiencing. So we want to exactly say, please open your hearts and be positive, be happy, and think as if it's already there, that we've already entered the golden age. Because we're in the year of 2012, and I want to mention that this is an important year to shift our consciousness to this positive love and light and energy. We're all united. We're all like little batteries that can be all connected. So if we stay positive, we create and attract positive into our lives. We can create and attract abundance in our lives, and we can have everything we desire. And so we wanted to share that with you as far as consciousness goes, and then our reality is connected to that, and also geometric forms are connected to that, and everything we experience in our life is connected with our thoughts, and which is energies, and which is love and light and feelings, all connected with our consciousness and reality. So we wanted to share that with you today. Our thoughts are so important. We don't realize how powerful they are. And so I found this cool little quote that Einstein himself, his interest in science all began with his desire to know the thoughts of God. And that in myself is amazing to me because he's such a brilliant person that he would want to inquire about the thoughts of God. And so thoughts, we don't realize how powerful they are. And you and I, we were created by a force and a consciousness beyond comparison, beyond our comprehension. And that spark is what we call our God thought. We're little God thoughts running around the earth. And that spark of God resides in us. And we can remember that our thoughts are very creative. Whatever we put our attention to, whatever we're thinking on, all that energy, you know how you get into a project and it's like consumes your whole thought for hours and you don't even realize the time has gone by because you're thinking so strongly and have that emotion that when we do that, we are actually creating. We can manifest objects into our 3D reality just by thoughts, and that's how powerful they are. And we have to remember that thoughts are like negative thoughts attract negative, and positive thoughts attract positive. So we want to keep our thoughts positive. We want to see world peace, and so we can unite the world with our thoughts in mass consciousness. And I know Annie mentioned a thing about snowflakes. Do you want to share that with us?
Yeah, when I was 15 years old, my first experience of consciousness, of waking up, I was out in the woods I was with a bunch of friends. We went to a church outing. It was in the middle of the winter, and it was snowing that day. It was really peaceful and quiet, but my feet were making crunching sounds in the snow. So I wandered into the woods and sat down on a log, and I just started gazing at my mittens and all the little beautiful snowflakes and how delicate and wonderful they were. And I realized, wow, God's all these millions and trillions of snowflakes all around the world. And then I thought, wait a minute, God's all the space around the snowflakes too. And at that moment, I realized God was in me, around me, surrounding me, and everywhere. And at that moment, and I realized that this is just a temporary vessel. And that thought made me realize I will never cease to be, because I will always exist.